LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised. Now, here's LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. With Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
What? Are you insane?
There are girls who do that, and Richie plays a cynical reporter from New York, so they like the parts, and I had nothing to do with it. I was sitting home quietly, and they called up together. They make a conference call. It's called a power call if you call together. And my wife said, they're on the phone. Remember them from the other one? And I said hi. They said, come to Maryland. We filmed it in the beautiful suburbs of Maryland.
Now, did you work with them last on Pretty Woman? Was that...
Last time when we three of us worked together was on Pretty Woman. We saw
like
each other
8 years ago.
Almost 10.
Wow,
10 years we've been. I see him once in a while. I used to go to lunch with Julia Roberts. Now I go to lunch with her. We have to go through the kitchen and out the back door. But she got popular, the little girl.
Yeah,
she was 21 when I started with her.
Oh, really? Yeah,
21.
Yeah, because it was she did Mystic Pizza and maybe something else, and then Pretty Woman I think really put her on the map.
Yeah, Steel Magnolias she did. She didn't do anything really funny till Pretty Woman really got her going.
Right. And it ruined that song for me, though, I got to tell you. That Roy Orbison song. Well, you know how it is. Yeah. There's a song, and you decide it's your song, and it's one, it was like in Top Gun when they did that You Lost That Love and Feeling.
Right.
Can't listen to it anymore. Right. It used to be my song. They took it away from me.
Well, but there was three choices, actually. Pretty Woman was She's a Lady, Lady's a Tramp, and Pretty Woman. They showed me three songs. They said, pick one. Unfortunately, Adam, I picked the one you like. But that was the choice.
But let's face it, what we're really here to discuss is the reuniting of two teammates from an illustrious day at the ballpark.
Yes,
at the ballpark. Yeah, let me tell you, Gary. I don't know how old Gary is, but he's
he can swing that bat.
He's no spring chicken, but he's still got a lot of pop in that bat, and he's got an arm, and he was playing second base. He was wearing like 3 or 4 trusses, though.
A few braces
like a hernia,
on the knees.
He had a hernia truss, 2 knee braces, and a diaper on out there, but he was still holding his own.
Well, I think I was the oldest. I'm 64, but I can still hit the ball.
Adam didn't threaten to strike you or anything, did he?
Who's that? No, he was all right.
Yeah, we got along fine.
Good.
I got in a little scuffle with the coach because I wanted him to put me in. But
other
than that,
when I came up to bat, the catcher yelled to the pitcher, "This guy can give us a job." So pitch him well. So all actors play.
You must get hit up quite a bit. I mean, being a guy who does as many projects as you do, whether it's television or features or what have you, you have people giving you their headshots when you go out to eat?
Almost to absurdity. I played in a softball league, and I was... I got on second base somehow. I don't run too fast, but I went down the line, so I got the second.
Maybe you just ran straight through. Did you go over the pitcher's mound?
I had to go around. Okay. And the shortstop kept getting very close to me. and in his pocket, he had his picture. He handed me his picture. I said, hey, I'm trying to get home. I don't want your picture. But it's fun.
You know what I like about Gary? I've only seen him play once, but like I say, for a 64-year-old guy, he plays real well. But the thing I like about him is his style. He wears his elaborate system of trusses outside of his uniform, whereas most guys put the knee brace, the thigh brace, and the hernia truss on underneath the pants.
But this
he wears them outside.
No, you can't fit this on my outside brace. It's a big plastic thing.
What's it holding up?
My knee, it holds it together. I played a lot of ball. I had a few knee problems, but I can catch anything above my knees. Below my knees, it's an adventure, so it hits the brace so I don't get hurt. That's the fun. I turn into a hockey goalie if it's too low.
How many of those Hollywood all-star celebrity games have you played in?
Well, I've been playing since the 1960s, and when I think Charlton Heston played in those days. I played a lot of them. Usually, we get the Tom Selleck days, Billy Crystal, Tony Danza. I play with all those guys.
Jeez.
I had such fun talking to Gary last year. I said I would go back if I knew Gary was going to be there.
That's right.
I'm
we
serious,
had
what I
fun. We
said.
warmed up together. I
Yeah.
was pitching to the doctor.
Who'd you say that to, Drew? Nobody cared if you showed up or not.
No, the people who
You're
asked
not
me
Tony
to go.
Danza.
I said, "Is Garry Marshall going to be there?" I'd spend the morning with him. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, we had
Okay.
some talk. They
Well,
let you wander around. The Dodgers aren't doing that well, so we were welcomed.
We had fun with the Arizona team, though. That was
Yeah.
nice.
Did Lasorda ever coach any of those or manage any of those celebrity
Yeah, he
games?
used to come out and kibitz and get involved. But, he used to... He actually we ordered a lot of pizza during those days. He
Right.
was in charge of that to make sure we all...
Oh, yeah,
Because we used to play at night. See, this was
Right.
a day game. We used to play this game at
He had that restaurant near town until
Lasorda.
near the I think the Board of Health closed it down or something. I swear to God. Well, anyway, all right. So, Runaway Bride. It is currently out in theaters. It was number one last week, and if all our listeners go, it'll be number one this week as well. So we'll take some of these calls and listen. Let's not try to offend the great Garry Marshall here with some of these.
Do you want our callers on their
heinous calls.
best behavior?
Yeah, I want everyone on their best
It's
behavior.
funny.
all right. I'm fine.
I was
like
thinking
this
about
show.
advising you the same way, Adam, strangely.
I'm going to try to get a part in his next movie. I really am. Garry, and you know
he's a
what?
nice
During the
looking fella.
commercial, I'm going to pitch him a movie. That's what I'm going to
okay.
do.
Okay.
And
All right.
and I don't want to give it away over the air, but I think you're going to like this one.
All right, it could be the next big thing out of
I don't
Paramount
think so.
and Disney. Who knows? We'll do it independent.
Sharon.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
You're 23. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm actually seeing this guy that's married. I've actually been seeing him for like 4 years since I was like 18. And I recently told him that I didn't want to anymore.
Good.
And,
Took her 4 years to figure that out.
well, he says that he's not happy, and he says that he wants to leave her and that he wants to...
Sharon, would it surprise you if we told you that every single man that's cheating on his wife says that to his mistress?
Yeah, I know, but I really believe him because he's usually honest. He's a really honest guy, aside from, the whole...
He is the one exception where he actually happens to be telling the truth, except 4 years have gone by.
Right. Other than the adultery, he's completely honest. A God-fearing man. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So he tells his wife all about what he does with you because he's completely open and honest with her too, I'm sure.
I don't know. He doesn't
Oh, wait a
talk
minute.
about her.
all right,
Oh,
Drew,
wait a minute.
Drew, don't get too condescending this early into the show. Sharon,
Yeah.
has he ever said that he was going to leave his wife before this?
No, he's just been saying it recently, actually, like for the past couple weeks.
As soon as you said you're leaving, he decided he's going to leave his wife?
A little bit before I said that, he decided that he was going to do that.
Right, although
Yeah.
she probably laid some indicators down.
What did she say was wrong with his wife? Did he say she was...
He says that she's like boring and she never wants to do anything and never wants to, have sex and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sex and everything. Well, the everything is important too,
Yeah.
Hey, let's have a little conference here, guys. See, on one hand, if he'd been telling her, Sharon, he was going to leave his wife for 4 years and stringing her along, she should have no reason to believe him. And he's still an a-hole no matter how you slice it. But the fact that he hasn't said he was going to leave his wife, like most guys do, to keep the relationship going for the last 3.5 years, and now is saying he's going to leave his wife.
And put a little different twist on it.
What's a little twist?
Maybe when he started going in that direction, it freaked her out, and that's when she decided she had to leave. She
Yeah,
can't.
well, see, I kind of told him after that, too, that I had feelings for him, and he said that he had feelings for me, too. And he was just finding the right time to get out of the situation.
Well, let's explore why it is that you have to have a man that's not available. Why is that?
Actually, it's been that way since I was like 17.
I'm sure of it.
Where's your dad?
He's here. I have a dad, but he's older.
Is he an alcoholic or something?
No, my dad's not an alcoholic.
He just doesn't pay attention to you?
He's really kind of quiet. He's not really from, this country, so he's kind of quiet into himself.
Was he ever violent?
No.
Was your mom around?
Yeah, she is.
Is this, you say he's older.
Yeah.
Is this your biological father?
Yes. Yeah. He's
Uh,
my
so-
biological father.
Where's he from?
He's from Central America.
Huh.
And he's quiet?
Yeah, he keeps to himself.
Quiet to the point that you've never had a relationship with him, really?
kinda. He helped me out a lot in school and stuff, but that was just about it. Never, like, talks or, trips or anything like that.
All right, so what do you want to do with this married guy?
I don't know. I really, really like him a lot, and I really have strong feelings for him. And it's not like he's telling me he's going to leave her for me. He's just saying he's going to leave her, period.
Okay.
And so I'm kind of scared that if I do stick around when he's not with her, then he'll get rid of me too and be with somebody else.
Probably will. That's a good instinct.
How did the other relationships of men you were with who was no chance involved in a relationship?
Well, they never said anything to that effect. They were straightforward about their relationship, and I understood that, and I accepted it.
They were all married, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's that means you're flawed in some way. The next, there's three types of guys that women date who don't want to get in a relationship.
Next
one is
jail.
That's last. Way older.
Oh, yeah.
30, 40 years older. And then the next one is incarceration. Yeah. So
she needs a little help. If she cannot establish an intimacy that's real, that's the grounds for therapy.
Okay, so she breaks up with him, and if he breaks up with her wife, then they can talk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exciting.
Let's just hope they have kids.
Ugh.
Sarah.
Yes,
You're 23.
I am.
What's going on?
I've been on the pill for about 2 years, a little under, and right about now I'm about 5 days late for my period.
Have you missed your period before while on the pill?
No.
Is this a new pill for you?
No, I've been on the same one since I started.
Which pill are you on?
Trifazole.
Triphasal?
Yeah.
Have you missed any lately?
No.
You take any other medications?
No.
So, and you started, are you on a 28-day cycle or a 21-day cycle?
28.
So you started the next packet again, right? Or are you just finishing out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Drew. You know those sugar pills they put in there?
Yeah.
Is that really sugar?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, yeah?
There's some sort of NutraSweet or something. Why?
I'm just curious. If I ever get really stoned, I can go for my girlfriend's sugar pills and her
Next time you're on
birth
mushrooms?
control. Yeah. Well, you know how it is. The 7-Eleven seems so far away at that time of night.
Sarah, it's possible the pill didn't work. It'd be very unlikely. Get a pregnancy test just to be sure, okay?
Okay.
But it may just be you're missing your period, which happens sometimes when people are on the pill.
Really?
Yeah. All right?
Okay.
All right, Sarah. You
5 days.
you can't get pregnant on the pill, can you?
0.04, 0.04%.
Right.
Can.
Yeah.
So
It's like 1 per 100,000 or something.
Wait, 1 per 100,000?
It's something like that.
That's less than 0.04, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 0.01. Is it
I don't know.
10,000?
True. You're
was
the
never
college
my
guy. Tim.
Yeah.
You're 25.
Hello.
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 Hey,
Hey.
this is Tim.
Yeah.
Well,
What is with our callers tonight?
I don't
What?
know.
It's
What do
just-
you mean? They're screwed up every night.
But this is like they're screwed up on Quaaludes tonight.
Tim,
Yeah.
ask your question, please.
Okay. My problem is that for 3.5 years I've been going out with this girl, and she's Greek, and we met each other in school, and everything was good, and then she just started becoming things weren't going for us anymore. We were growing apart, but we moved in together with each other really too soon.
Yeah.
And she would go back to her country, she would come back for the summer,
What's your question?
and my problem is I want to know how I'm going to get rid of her, because now she plans on coming back, and I told her I don't want to be with her, but she has nowhere to go.
You told her you do not want a relationship with her, but she's coming back anyway.
Right.
Gary?
When she comes back from Greece, when's she returning?
Actually in 4 days.
Gary, what should she do? What should he do?
He's trying to get rid of her, and she won't go away.
He's told her he doesn't want a relationship. She's coming to this country. She has nowhere else to stay but with him.
And who do you live with?
Well, I mean, we have an apartment together, but I pay for it. It's my apartment. And, she's, I'm like, tell your father to give you money, get your own apartment.
But
She
you
says,
went
"I will,"
into it
but I know she'll
together.
never leave then.
Who's on the lease?
Me.
So you brought her in hoping it would work out. It didn't work out, so you wanted to go.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, before everything was working out, but things have changed.
what did she do? She went back to Greece. She suddenly Changed
He went
her.
back just for vacation. this year.
He doesn't like her anymore. But hold on a second. I always love when people give their explanation for why they want a divorce. It's always this one. Hey, things were great for a while, and now they're not working out. Let's go like, yeah, I understand that. Is
that happens? Does that say in the wedding vow or relationship vow? If it don't work out, you can get out right
Get a new
away.
one, yeah.
Well, but it's tough if you have the same apartment. Maybe you should help her get a new apartment.
But I mean, the problem is with her also. She's violent. She's had some violent episodes where she's thrown lamps and stuff at me, and I mean, she's crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't want her. I can see her standing in front of my building causing a huge scene.
Well, wouldn't the most sensible thing?
And did this type of thing.
Well, you're gonna have to do that sort of thing, or just cut your losses and get out of there. Disappear.
Yeah.
Go to a different lease.
You know what? That's really what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
You don't want to start up with somebody who is that violent or is that, is going to go for you. It's who knows why. What is that? Love hath no thing like a woman's scorn. There's something Shakespeare once got.
Hell hath no fury.
Hell, there it is. He got involved with the same girl, I think. I think she was from Greece.
Hey, Tim, just get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay.
cut your losses. Pay whatever you have to pay to get out of the lease, and just get out of there.
It's. I think it's time once again for me to give my rental speech to a lot of the youngsters listening, which is there's a lot of homicidal roommates out there. There's insane girlfriends, and there's people you're living with who you shouldn't be living with, and you're worried about $125 for the cleaning deposit that you're
Right.
going to lose.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this person's going to put a sprinkler key through your back while you're sleeping,
Yeah.
or go upside your head with a lamp while you're passed out on the sofa. Just cut your losses. If you have a horrible roommate, a horrible girlfriend, whatever it is, I don't care whose name's on the lease, just pack up and get out of there.
You've had a few horrible roommates.
I have, and I should have gotten out much earlier, and I'm sure if they had a radio show, they'd be telling the same story. Thank God none of them have shows. Chris,
Yes.
you're 29.
Yes, I am.
You're a big fan of Garry Marshall's?
I am a huge fan. I'm also a huge fan of LoveLine. I've
Oh.
been listening to you guys for like 12 years or 10 years now.
Great.
Glad to be here. This is a good show.
It's a great show. It's almost as good as your movies.
Thank you. Did you get to see Runaway Bride?
Yeah, I just saw it last night. I loved it.
Oh, thank you. That's good.
Hit a little too close to home, though.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh, I shouldn't have said that on this show.
Have you ever run from something like that in a white dress?
No, I don't want to give any of it away. I haven't gotten as far as running from it in a white dress, but
You just run away from relationships, huh?
I pick ones that run away from me.
Oh,
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, actually, you
Dig all you want.
you probably pick them and then you drive them away.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I mean, you're driving them away. Don't get mad at me. All right, so would you like to kiss Gary's ass a little bit more?
that's all right. I like you. Maybe she'll go again. Leave her alone. Listen, I'm on your side. Maybe it's their fault. You never know.
Well, I think it's my fault the same way it was her fault.
Yeah, she wasn't sure. You see, if you don't really know what you're looking for, it's hard to, go into a real deep commitment. You got to know who you are. That's what we did the picture about. Used to be women were a reflection of men. That's what your mother told you. If he likes bowling, you say you like bowling. He'll like you.
Oh,
I don't
like
think it's
that.
the same. You always liked girls who did that. But now the girls might have a choice. You never know.
Yeah, that was what I loved so much about the movie.
Chris, you like other Garry Marshall movies?
I liked Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Made me cry.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one myself.
At the end, you cried?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played the opera music. It makes people cry. No, it had a sweet... That wasn't the original ending. We adjusted that. It was not a happy ending, to be honest, because, being a prostitute, a street girl, is pretty rough out there. The original ending was that she said, I love you, and he said, I don't love you, and here's your money. He gave her $3,000. She took it and threw it in his face. He hit her, knocked her in the street. He drove away. She went upstairs, and her roommate had OD'd on drugs. Not the same ending I did.
Really?
That's the
That was a real.
That's a good ending. That's a realistic
That's
ending.
a different ending of what they wanted. Disney said, I don't know, maybe. But that's a very good, that was a good story. In the story, though, I must say, Chris, the woman was much older. She was like 38 years old, was on the last shot, and it was kind of a sad story of women who stay in that profession, till there's no place to go. We made it much younger because we wanted the girl to get out, and that was the ending. We chose to give it a little hope and send her back to school.
Yeah. Is it out on DVD?
Yeah, I narrate it.
You do?
There's a cut where the director speaks. I don't have anything to play a DVD on, but I did it. I did the.
Yeah, I was. I just got one of these personal DVD players.
You did?
Yeah.
You have so much money.
No, I didn't
doing
buy.
well.
Stone Stanley, our producers, bought it for us.
Now I'm really pissed.
Well, it's for my other TV show, my important TV show. But the point is
for what?
The Man. That's a good show. I know. I read about it in a magazine.
Just as a congratulation or something.
I got. Let me tell you what I got, Gary and Drew, because you guys are both going to turn green.
Take a hammer to that car sitting in my garage.
They got me.
Man has all these degrees and he's got a Victrola. Well,
He got me the mini portable DVD player with the virtual reality goggles.
Oh.
You put the goggles on the thing. You put these earphones in.
Oh, my God.
It's the equivalent to watching a 50-inch screen and a surround with a surround sound system.
Okay.
And when I order the optional vibrating underpants, that's it.
It's over.
I'm going to
never leave his home.
You're gonna have to handcuff your hands behind your back or something. You're gonna pull a piece of yourself right off your body.
I'll never get off the plane. I'll just go around for another lap. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Oh my God, I'm so pissed at those guys right now.
But here's what happened. I put only DVD I had was Das Boot. I don't know. Somebody got me that. Some Nazi friend. And somebody was trying it out last night at my house, and they pushed the director's narration button, and I can't figure out how to turn the goddamn thing off. And now, when I watch the movie, all I hear is the director, some guy named Horst, with a thick German accent, explaining what is going on in the submarine.
I did that on Pretty Woman, but I think you push a button, I disappear. I don't know how to work it. I just did it.
All right.
I have rarely felt jealousy like this.
Well,
nice equipment.
I'm so pissed at our friends.
That's my life. Well, Drew, if you have success, you get rewarded. That's the message. All right. The great Garry Marshall is here. Runaway Bride is his latest picture. I'm going to pitch him Kill Gallagher during the break, and I think he's going to be blown away. We'll be back with Garry Marshall and the Envious Drew after this.
The pre-millennium madness continues with more celebrity scandals, more social deviance, and speaking of deviance...
Damn you, Y2K bug! Damn you to hell! And I have a little problem with the idea of spending nearly $1 trillion to solve this thing. How's about just taking your computer back to the kid at Circuit City who sold it to you and saying, hey, you stuck me with a machine with a broken clock, now fix it!
He rants, therefore he is. Uncensored, unbridled, and as always, pure Dennis. Catch the Emmy Award-winning Dennis Miller live. All new episodes Friday nights at 11:30 only on HBO.
LoveLine's phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. We'll be right back.
LoveLine.
WEBN.
Hey.
That's good funny.
Garry Marshall, the great Garry Marshall is here. The creator, the producer, the writer, the actor.
Ball player, everything.
The ball player.
How he wants to be known.
Responsible for 70 to 80% of all entertainment. Stage, television.
No, I have the theater, Falcon Theater in Los Angeles. Burbank. We have plays there.
Rapunzel's there now.
Oh, you do?
Well, I think it's good that the kids go see theater. Live theater is good. A lot of plays teach you a lot about life, and it's a good thing. You can't change the channel. You got to sit there. That's a good discipline.
Is it your theater?
Yeah, I put it up myself. 99-seat theater to try to expose more people to plays.
That's interesting. Where in Burbank is that?
It's right on Riverside Drive across from Bob's Big Boy.
Yeah.
It's near Warner's.
Yeah, it's brand new.
It's
Is that where we used to meet and walk around?
Yeah. Yeah, right across the street. Starbucks is there.
Yeah.
Starbucks, Moe's, Marie Callender's, and the Falcon Theater. We put it up.
That's only a 99-seater?
Well, we have our offices there for the movie. The 99-seat theater doesn't quite pay off all the bills, so we have a movie company. But the theater, really, we've been getting a lot of kids there for the weekend shows, and we're doing new works and stuff. It's interesting that, somebody once said, not to get too serious, that a civilization is judged on their meeting places. And, we're in a place now, the kids, a lot of them, they're on the internet, they're in their room, the parents are in another room, people have Walkman and
DVDs with 3D
not a lot of
glasses.
some very wealthy people have the
it's very
DVDs,
successful.
and they can listen to Das Boot all by themselves.
Director's
But
cut.
I think sometimes you gather in theater. That's why I think the fact that they're all going to the movies is also good if they speak in the lobby. Just as long as people talk, it helps.
That Drew and I, we wrote a book, and they were building that theater the entire time, or that office the whole time we were working. We were working right across the street.
We used to meet and work on this book every day at the Starbucks.
Oh yeah,
Right across the
that's
street.
where we were. That was used to be a gas station. We built it from scratch.
That building has the world's largest roof on it. I don't know if you've noticed that. It is all roof.
Yeah, who needs that? But it's a permit business, and they got it. But inside, it's very nice.
Don't trigger Adam. Talk about permits.
It's a good looking. Okay, yeah, I don't want to get going on that. But the reason, and I explain this because I have a little theater background myself, not too much, but the 99-seater.
Stop working, Gary. Would you please stop working? You're already getting expensive gifts from your producers, my producers, that I can't even imagine owning.
You guys should do the show from there. We'll get an audience.
You mean
guys are fun.
First off, it's Mr. Marshall. I don't know what this Gary nonsense is. Sorry, Mr. Marshall. 99 seat is because they don't have to pay the actors. It's
no, you got to pay them something, but not too much.
Right.
Different than movies.
When you get into 100 seats, then you got to start paying people. So that's why you always hear about these 99-seat theaters, and it's not 105.
Equity waiver you can have. It allows you to do, like we did Death of a Salesman, Jack Klugman. It allows you to have large cast, 14, 15 people. For regular theater to have that many, you can't afford it.
Jack Klugman, how's he doing?
I did The Odd Couple with him 5 years. He had a little problem with his throat, but it's working now, and he's doing pretty good.
Darcy?
Yeah, hello?
You're 15.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
I'd like to say I love LoveLine, so.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Well, I have this problem. I guess I should ask Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have this problem. My cousin gave me marijuana seeds, and she said that I could either grow them or I could smoke them. And so I decided to smoke them. Then, like, a week after this happened, one of my friends said to me that she goes, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And she goes, "Oh, well, you can never be able to have kids when you're older."
That's nonsense.
Yeah, there is some truth to that, because when they explode, you're blinded and you can never find a mate.
But Darcy, it's nonsense. And what I find bizarre about many of these drugs, like ecstasy and marijuana, is that we know so much about the very dangerous and truly dangerous properties of these drugs, of none of which seems to circulate in the common vernacular. The seeds and the marijuana, forget it. Don't even worry about that. Marijuana, though, can be before the age of 16, has been well shown to cause damage to the right frontal lobe of the brain. And it is something you should not be using, and it's mostly in moderate users. All right, well, just take it easy, all right? Don't worry about the fertility issue. That is not the issue with pot, all right?
Yeah, because, I'm not sexually active or anything. I just was, afraid that, when later on...
Don't worry.
Okay.
Stop worrying.
Okay, thanks.
All right?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I would talk to that cousin.
Yeah.
I would have planted half of them and smoked the other half.
Being a practical guy as you are.
Right. Yeah, worry about her skills.
Smoke them or plant them. She didn't say sell them. That was a good idea, not to do that.
Stacy.
Hi.
You're 29.
Yes, I am.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good.
You're on.
Okay. Hi. I wanted to ask you a question about a comment I heard on your show. I think it was last night. It was you got this really disturbing phone call from a woman who said about her girlfriend and her boyfriend, and you said something.
This was the girl that was going to destroy the baby after it was born.
Right, the boyfriend was going to do it for her. It was really very frightening. And you said something, and forgive me, I could be taking it out of context, or I may not have heard you correctly. I was driving home from work, but you said something about this is kind of where abortion has led, or something like that.
No, what I said was,
that's what he said.
It was close to that, Stacey. What I said was, and let's be clear, because what the kids tell me that have been through this is, hey, it's my body, that's my thing. What real difference, I can take care of whenever I want, and what difference does it make if it's outside or inside my uterus? It's still part of my body, it's part of me. And they have massive levels of denial about it that's fueled by the state of the law of the land, which is that they are led to believe that this is completely their property.
Completely their property.
That's how they talk about it.
Okay.
All right. Well, listen, Stacey. Here's what Drew's saying, and
I understand.
As I took issue with him, right?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear that.
I wouldn't
part.
turn the radio off during my best junk.
Sorry. I mean, I get it. I get the reception in better in the car, and I went inside.
Stacey, don't let him hurt you.
Adam doesn't come across in cars as well as the doctor. It's a known fact.
Really well. I wouldn't have wanted to call up, but I know a lot of people who are really, particularly women, who really do like the show, and they talk about, I teach college-age students, and I hear a lot of the women talk about, they're really great. They say a lot of, things that help, young women feel really empowered and control of the situation.
Let me, I am completely in favor of women being empowered in all areas of the interpersonal experience, particularly reproductive health.
I absolutely am too, but it's so they leave me alone.
But I also...
It's not for the same reasons, Drew. It's just so they get out of the goddamn house every once in a while.
I also believe in just reporting what seems to be happening and just addressing it.
I agree with you. And one reason why I wanted to call in is because as far as reporting what's happening, is one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of people are conflating or actually confusing birth control with abortion. And
absolutely. Absolutely. It's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm kind of sad.
And this is why I've taken a huge stance on the morning after pills, because it's not an abortion pill. It's a way to empower women, to give them control of their reproductive health, and take the abortion issue away and probably prevent 100,000 abortions a year. I think would be a conservative estimate.
I would agree with that. They got to get that across.
Yeah, and this pill works by suppressing ovulation. Everybody confuses it with RU486, and these pharmacist groups go out and say it's unethical because of some old literature that suggested it might affect implantation, which it really does not. It works by suppressing ovulation. Every woman should have the Prevent Kit or Plan B in their glove compartment, in their medicine cabinet, wherever. It's like a fire extinguisher.
Sure. And let me say this again, Drew. Drew, I know you're always dumbfounded because you can't figure out why the people that are anti-abortion would be anti-morning after pill, because this is a great way to stop abortions.
Prevent abortion.
Yeah. Prevent abortions. And I tell you, and I'll tell you again, these people aren't anti-abortion as much as they are pro-complaining. Do you understand? There's a certain segment of society that just can't shut their traps. All they want to do is complain. They want to write letters. They want to picket. They're usually people that are unemployed, and they have afternoons off, so they can go down to City Hall on Tuesday at noon and hang out on the steps all day.
And they have Xeroxes, a lot of Xeroxes.
Yeah, I blame Kinko's.
Kinko's is what?
Before, everyone sat in their garage all night, and in 18 hours they made 4 posters.
Yes.
Now there's millions of leaflets in that same period of time. But these people want to complain. So when you say to them, hey, listen, we can stem the tide of abortion by taking this combination of pills, it's not an abortion. It just it does not let the pregnancy implant.
No, it's not how it works. It doesn't let the pregnancy occur.
Okay, well, the point is you give them a nice alternative, and they say to you, but wait a minute, now I got nothing to complain about, so I'm going to fight this. And that just means they want to complain. You understand? That's the motive behind 90% of these people. There's 10% who really don't like abortion. The other 90% are mildly against abortion, but they are enamored with complaining. They love to complain. Same fat chick sitting home over a word processor all day while someone else goes out and does the work. Busy people rarely complain. When's the last time you wrote a letter to somebody? When's the last time you chained yourself to
mostly
something?
You vote with your feet. You don't do that anymore. You don't turn to that channel. You don't whatever. You cut that up. That thing.
Some other stuff. You rarely call him doctor. You just say Drew.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I should start calling him doc.
I never noticed that. The fact that he's referring to me as other than boy or hey you, it's really quite an improvement.
Right,
it's the way he treats me in the airports.
Let me try.
I'm like a porter.
Let me try something. I'm gonna use Gary's strategy. Hey, Doc, I need a warm up. Could you get me some coffee? Andrea?
Uh-huh.
You're 22.
Yep.
You have a purely physical relationship and want to keep it that way.
Well, I mean, he's a very good friend of mine.
Right.
And we get along great.
Mm-hmm.
And the sex is really good. But I know that we would never work in a dating relationship.
Because why?
Because of his background and the way that he's treated his other girlfriends and the way that I am in my previous relationships.
Which is what?
Which is I get really, whatever you say, and I kind of like fall back into the submissive role.
And what does he do?
And he's very possessive and jealous and wants to know every aspect of what's going on. And I'm trying to change my submissive behavior, and it just wouldn't be good if we were dating.
Okay.
So you're just having sex. That's not a submissive role. The sex is equal?
Sex is equal. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he's starting to say to me, I really like you a lot. I want this to go on. Let's take this a little bit farther.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, let's just keep it here.
And
you're kind of like using him then in a way.
Well, we're using each other.
Yeah, I think right. I think you're using yourself a little bit too, Andre. Right? You're putting you in a situation where you're in such control. It's such a sterile environment for you that you're sort of in control of everything.
I'm planning on using myself later on, too, by the way.
I'm sure you are with that damn DVD thing.
Oh, man. Oh, when I get the porn, I got a DVD porn, Gary. When I get that going with the virtual reality goggles, I'm going to be masturbating in the middle of the street. I won't know where I am.
This girl is trying to ask a serious question here,
okay.
Adam, so I think...
like cars are going to be piling up. I'm going to be walking around with my pants around my ankles. Oh, it's going to be great.
You got to remember, I did Happy Days. The worst that ever happened was hickeys. We didn't have that. There was no masturbation in the 50s, okay?
Hey, Andrea?
Uh-huh.
We got to take a break.
We got to take a break.
We're going to come back to you. I want to figure her out a little bit.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
You smell some gambling?
No, actually, I think she's very honest, but there's something going on there. We'll figure it out.
We'll get to that with Garry Marshall after this.
The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine, I'll be right back.
LoveLine, only on WEBS.
Hello. All right. Oh, the show's starting. I was so busy schmoozing with Hollywood heavyweight Garry Marshall, and I forgot the show. Hey, Drew, could you take over? Gary and I are going to take a lunch. And,
we're going to get together and talk about these different ideas.
We got some project ideas.
But a lot of my stuff was for young people, and it's just a different era now. With,
I'm fascinated with the idea of going to meet them on the internet because they're there. I'm developing this DrDrew.com thing. We've had about 10,000 registrations already, and these people, we're giving them newsletters, and we're having contests. And at this point, there's not even a content yet. My dream is to have, what we're doing is going to be the portal for the National Institute of Health, National Institute of Mental Health. And so people can come in through us and end up in that big system.
Nothing's worse than being lonely when you're a teenager, isolated, lonely.
But imagine you have all that ability to build community with people.
The internet they talk, because why? You don't have to look into the person's eyes.
Well, the usual social sort of process isn't there. It's just, you just go interact. And so.
But that's, we do this and that, research thousands of tools. We look on the internet, the 14, 15-year-old girls, they talk. That's what helped get Runaway Bride started. They talk about it. One wrote, don't listen to the reviewer, go, I liked it. That's why you get a feel of it. And they got their own group there.
Yeah, it's a community.
Runaway Bride, by the way, in theaters as we speak. And
we're
I'll have to wait till tomorrow. But
we don't need a plug.
No, we don't want to plug. But
we're fine.
I'm just telling, just alerting the folks.
He's really nice to me, Doctor.
Yeah.
You
Listen,
believe that?
I know who's asked to kiss, please. Andrea, you're 22.
Yep.
You know how he treated Gilardi on Saturday, didn't you?
Hey, you didn't put me in the game. What'd you want? Go ahead, Andrea. All right, so let's just do a quick recap. You're in a relationship. It's with a friend of yours.
Yes.
You both have spotty track records.
Yes.
And he wants to take it to the next level. You don't.
Yes.
Because I don't trust the reason you say you don't.
Yeah, right. That's what I want to explore. It's not making sense.
You're using each other, but...
What is so safe about this place? Why don't you want to get out of this relationship and have a real relationship if this isn't the right one?
Because I just know that it's not going to work out. He's,
all right, so end it and go somewhere else.
Forget about him.
Forget about him. Now have a real relationship with somebody. What about that?
I haven't really met anybody.
Do you think you'd be open to it if the right guy, if a guy came along?
Yeah.
Really?
I would stop seeing him if the right guy came along.
But while you're seeing him, aren't you sort of tied up in a way that might at least
cut
take
off
the wind,
your circulation?
At least cut the wind out of your sails and not make you likely to be out there.
Well, I go out on the weekends and stuff like that. I'm not with him 24/7.
Hold on a second, Andrea.
Uh-huh.
All right, let me ask important questions here. You're describing a situation that we don't hear very often, and especially from women. And it usually leads us to believe that something's up with you. There's something that got you off of intimate relationships. Someone broke your heart. Somebody did some wrong to you. Somebody disappointed you. Dad left the family. Somebody did some drinking. What happened? What got you off of what we would call like a sort of normal female relationship pattern?
Well, I've been since I was 16, I've been in a series of serious relationships. I mean, I've never had casual dating.
Yeah.
I've always been very serious with people.
With older guys?
Just like a year or two.
Okay.
Not much at all. And they've all ended fairly amicably.
Yeah.
And we're still friends and stuff. My parents are still together.
No
drinking, no drugs.
Well, then you're just sort of marching the beat of your own drummer.
How long have you been in this relationship with this guy?
We've been friends for about 3 years.
And you've been in this maintenance relationship that long?
No, we've only started having sex for about 9 months.
But maybe that's what's comfortable. A girl once said to me, I don't want to break up because I don't want to learn to take my clothes off in front of a new person. I'm comfortable with this guy.
Yeah, but being comfortable with somebody that's not available is usually just a safe place, but not a particularly fulfilling or gratifying place.
Okay. Well, we're not calling you a liar. We just don't believe you.
Well, no, I actually do believe it. I actually do, and I just think it's time for her to put herself out there. It's sort of like she's on Idol. She's taking a break. She's had these kind of
that's
overly serious.
Like she took a break. I won't be so intense.
Yeah. All right. So let her take a break.
But she's kind of stuck. Is the thing. She has to really tune into her feelings a little more thoroughly. See, she's been in these very, very codependent relationships where she becomes sort of lost in the relationships and she's what she calls submissive. But in reality, she just sort of loses herself in these things, and she's now starting to find herself a little bit, and as such, she just sort of found this maintenance that allows her to sustain herself as a separate person. Now she needs to go out as a separate person and actually have a union with somebody that's also available.
All right, but Drew, maybe she just should stay home and, screw this friend of hers. I mean, do we care, really? I'll leave her alone.
I know you don't. Okay.
No, but she's ready to move on. It's a good point.
Well, she called.
She'll think about it.
Frank.
Yeah.
You're 21.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
I had a bad drug episode, sir.
What happened? Sir? You talking to Gary?
What's that?
What happened?
Oh, I was taking some mushrooms.
Yeah.
Drinking some beers and taking a bong rip or whatever.
So you did marijuana, mushrooms, and alcohol?
Yeah, and smoking cigarettes.
All right.
And anyway,
you have panic attack or something?
I've been prone to anxiety attacks before, but I kind of got up and I was walking to get some fresh air because I was feeling a little nauseous, and then I kind of just fell out, and I fell on the ground. I guess everybody says, and my body stretched out, and I was making some weird moaning sound.
So you had a seizure.
Oh, really? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's always bad when your friends have to explain to you what you did.
Yeah. Were you doing any cocaine at all?
No, sir.
All right. You need to see a doctor. Okay?
Why?
Because he had a seizure. And those are not drugs that typically cause seizures. So it means that there may be something pre-existing that sort of...
Well, maybe he just passed out.
It's possible, and by the way, when people's blood pressure and pulse go very low, sometimes they'll become tonic. They'll sort of arch back like this as part of what's called syncope. And it's possible it was all just low blood pressure, low pulse, and with this sort of a seizure that comes oftentimes with that phenomenon. But these are not drugs that usually cause that, so he needs some sort of cardiac evaluation to make sure he doesn't have some problem predisposing to these sorts of attacks. Next time he happens, it could be driving a car. 2, he has to be evaluated.
If he's driving a car, doing Quaaludes, having a bong load,
but the point is
taking mushrooms.
The point is,
but he figures he's going to crash anyway.
Neither of these things, whether it's hypotension from a cardiac cause or seizure from some pre-existing neurologic condition, neither of those are typically caused by the combination of drugs he was doing. So you wonder if there's some pre-existing thing that it sort of kindled or brought out, and that's what he needs the evaluation for.
When I woke up, I felt fine.
I'm sure, Frank. You're not hearing a word I'm saying.
All right, Frank, go to the doctor and have your CAT scanned.
Yeah. Well, did you eat lunch?
Hello?
Okay. Hey, Frank?
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt to have a checkup anyway, would it?
Should I go?
Yes.
I vote for that.
Yes.
Tell me you had a seizure.
I think seizure workup is one thing that needs to be done.
Yeah, the guy can barely communicate. He thinks he's fine.
He's doing a lot of pot there.
Oh, really?
Seizure is different than passing out. That's the biggest.
Well, either he seized and passed out, or he had low blood pressure, and when the blood supply goes down that low, the oxygen is cut off. People will sometimes get a seizure-like phenomenon. That's part of that. But neither of those things should be happening from those drugs. That's the point. They may have brought something on that was pre-existing.
Mike is a huge fan of Gary's and wants to say something very quickly before we go to break. Mike?
Yeah, I was wondering, besides the first thing, Adam and Drew, you guys rule. And Drew, is there more to your name?
Drew Pinsky.
Hey, Mike?
Yeah, I got one.
Remember the part about you're going to say something very quickly to Garry Marshall before we go to break, but you kill the first 15 minutes with Drew's nomenclature? All right, now you screwed yourself. His question was, he's a big fan of yours. He wants to know how to get into the movie business. But now we got to go to break.
We got to go to break.
And Gary is got to go home and go to sleep because the street lights have been on for almost 2 hours now.
They have.
And the milk is getting cold by the side of the bed. All right, Gary, the great Garry Marshall, thank you very much for coming in.
We'll come back and tell you how to be an actor next time. But thank you so much for having me on.
You have a lot of projects, and you really ought to come back and pay us a visit each time one comes out.
I like it. Now I know where you are. I can find it here. No, it's very interesting what you guys do. And we have a few laughs, too. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. All right, we'll be back after this.
We'll be right back. LoveLine will be right back.
We're the G-spot on your radio dial.
Oh, yeah, right there.
LoveLine on 102.7.
WEBN, Cincinnati.
It is LoveLine. I'm Adam, that's Drew. We're going to take a quick 10-second timeout. We'll be back with more of the show in just 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on radio station.
It is LoveLine. I'm Adam. That is Drew over there. Garry Marshall has left the building. He's here plugging Runaway Bride. #1 at the box office last week. And nice guy, that Garry. Especially for a guy who's been around and done as much as he has.
I mean,
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has been in a million things. He's produced a million things. He's directed a million things. I think he's written a million things.
Yeah. It's almost unbelievable. It's extraordinary.
Yeah. He must enjoy it.
Yes.
I don't know. I think if I had a bunch of money, I'd stay home.
We know that. You've said that many, many times.
Right.
The creative endeavor is not something that produces great rewards for you unless it's financial. So you can get closer to your retirement.
I'm just not in love with anything. I like to model airplanes. I like to watch TV. I like to work on my house. You know?
Yeah.
It's none of the stuff involves
I like to work.
Business. You like to work?
I just like to work. I like to make a difference.
No, what about making a difference down at the model airplane field, huh? What about those people, Drew? You realize how many people's lives I've touched over there? Like 3 guys.
They'll never be the same.
No. Tim.
Yes.
You're 21.
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
First, let me tell Dr. Drew they shouldn't be jealous of you, Adam. I prefer Dr. Drew over Adam. Sorry to say that.
Well, that's not translating into that DVD that he has. I'm just mad at our producers for getting Adam something so extraordinary.
He's upset because each year our producers, the same producers that produce us on LoveLine, get Drew a jumbo assortment can of popcorn. And I get the DVD player with the virtual goggles.
And, well, the scary thing is it's going to destroy you.
That's right. As soon as I get that porn in there, that's it.
Oh, didn't Jenna Jameson say she was going to send you something?
I did get the Jenna Jameson porn movie. It's excellent. As a matter of fact,
the DVD?
You flip the disc over, you see the whole making of the movie on the backside. Craft services, fire marshals, the whole thing. It's great.
Great.
Tim?
And you put that on your DVD machine, your new one?
No, I haven't put on the surround one. Not yet.
You're going to be wandering the streets.
I tell you, that's it. I'll be the guy stopping traffic, like Mr. Magoo with his pants around his ankles. Go ahead, Tim.
Okay, my problem is I got a problem with premature ejaculation.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you guys can tell me what I can do about this.
How premature are we talking about?
Oh, like when I
day before
jerk off, it's about like 3-4 minutes is when it's done. And I hate to say that, but that's the way it happens with me.
Hey, Tim, when you're jerking off and it takes 3 or 4 minutes, that's not premature. That's just
well honed.
Yeah, that's efficiency. Do you understand?
Okay, because
what are you scared? You're not giving your hand all it could handle.
No, I mean I've been with girls before. I've been making out, and it just came out.
Yeah, okay. That's really what we should be focusing on, not the masturbation, right?
Okay. Yeah.
How often are you masturbating?
About once a day.
Uh-huh. And what are you thinking, Drew?
No, just checking if there's any other sort of ways you can take the bullet from the chamber, like you say. That's not the issue.
Have you always had this problem with women?
Yeah. That's the main reason why I'm calling, to see if there's a problem, if there's a way I can fix it.
Have you ever had a relationship?
Not a serious one, no.
What you can fix, that's one way you can fix, is by actually having a relationship with somebody and see if you can sort of work this out with somebody you care about, somebody who can work with you on this, and find ways that you can sort of deal with what it is that you are. Now, there are medications out there, so these serotonin reuptake inhibitors like Prozac and Zoloft will delay ejaculation and also drop your sex drive.
Yeah.
But 21,
to work it out.
Yeah, 21, you've never been in a relationship. There are better ways to deal with this than that.
Here's the thing. Women as well, but I think even more so guys, they all need that relationship where they really work it out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Figure it out, yeah.
Where they really sort of hone their sexual craft, try the different positions, get a little confidence, do that gag where you're walking around with the erection and the sombrero hanging from your penis, having
without being embarrassed,
sex outdoors, right? That whole thing. I mean, everybody has that relationship. Some people it happens at 16, 17. Some people it doesn't happen at 21, 22, whatever. But you kind of have to get that one under your belt. And until then, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Because if you're a woman and you're not having an orgasm and all you've had is a string of sort of short-lived relationships or one-night stands, or you're a guy and you're having premature ejaculation, or you're having some sort of difficulty, but all you've had is a bunch of short-lived relationships, all bets are off until you've had that long one. And once you've had that long one, you really can work out a lot of problems. Get some confidence, build a little form. Right, Drew?
Right.
You had that one when you were 13 with your au pair?
Yeah, I was 9.
Oh, no, 9. Sorry.
That's right. Just for some reason triggered on this fact that somebody was telling me they were watching the TV show, our show, the other night, and lo and behold, there's the joke tote, the joke board.
Oh, really?
On the TV show.
That means they're showing the ones that we did in the mid-'70s, right?
2 years ago.
Really? They're rerunning those?
2 years ago.
That's when my hair was down to my shoulders, and
I'm kind of worried because things have changed medically since then. I really think that's irresponsible.
You just got back from Vietnam, I remember.
Yeah.
You were talking about...
Right.
Yeah, you're talking about these all these medical breakthroughs. I think you were calling AIDS grids.
Grids.
Back then.
Gang-related intestinal disease syndrome, that's right.
Right. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, Flock of Seagulls was one of the guests.
Haircut 100.
I remember those shows. Yeah. I think Wham UK may have came in. That's right. At the Hoodoo Gurus, sure. All right, well, anything to squeeze a buck out of the show, Drew. We don't get paid for those, do we? No, we have a great deal, though, right? We have an excellent deal, except for the only thing that's wrong with our TV deal.
Hey, it's just relax.
No, just listen. There's only two things. I'm only complaining about two things that are wrong with our TV deal, Drew.
Okay.
And it's only two. It's really only two. One is we don't get paid barely anything when we do the show in the first place, and then the other thing that's wrong is we never get paid again. So they run the ones we barely got paid for ad nauseum, and then we don't get paid again. Other than that, it's an excellent, excellent deal.
Okay.
All right. Laura?
Yeah?
You're 14.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I was just, wondering what you guys thought. I was, thinking about having sex with my boyfriend, but...
You're 14?
Yeah.
How old is he?
14.
Wow. And when are you going to be 15?
This year. End of this year.
Mm-hmm. December.
Yeah.
14 and a half.
Yeah.
Do you think you're ready for this right now?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not something to forge on with when you're not sure.
Yeah.
I've yet to talk to a woman who felt good about losing her virginity at 14. Yeah. And I've talked to a lot of them that have lost their virginity.
Yeah.
And in fact, it's remarkable how commonly women regret almost whatever age they give up their virginity, as long as it's not, if it's before sort of 18.
Yeah.
They always wish they'd waited.
I know women, you talk to some women that they lost it at 37, it's like, oh, he broke my heart.
I should have waited.
Should have waited, I was in my 40s.
Yeah.
I really should have.
But at 14, it's absolutely without exception.
Well, here's the problem. I mean, here's my take with that problem. And how long have you guys been together?
About 3 months.
3 months. The problem with losing your virginity at 14 is where do you go? You'll be doing snuff films by the time you're 17.
Well, that and your
anal sex cannot be far behind. You will get it in the ass before you get your learner's permit.
The brain development is not such that you're really prepared to deal with all that comes with this experience. It's just the way it is. I know you feel like you're ready, but you're really not.
But it's kind of weird, though, because you get into a solid relationship. You love him. He loves you. He's 14, too. You're treating each other right. I mean, I never had any girlfriends, but I remember I had friends that had them. They were inseparable. They wrote each other's names on their peachy folders. They loved each other. And it's like a year goes by, and okay, so they're 14 and a half now. They've been going out for a year. It's like, what do you do? We're practically married. And, they see more of each other than you and Susan see each other. It's like, what do? You want to kind of keep going. Yeah, but it's still a little young, Laura.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
Why don't you give it like another 17 years?
Another thing I was wondering about is, is there any way to make it less painful?
No, it's excruciating.
You might explode.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No.
No,
the only way to make losing your virginity less painful is to have a couple of kids first.
The other way is to make sure you're completely relaxed and ready, and that it's not where you're at.
All right. So just don't make any decisions tonight. Just relax, take it slow, would you? All right, Drew. It's officially gone beyond sauna in here, and it's become kiln.
Can you turn the? And you're farting too.
Oh,
come on.
That is going to mix nicely with the thick air in here. Yes. Yeah. Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
You ever surprise yourself with a fart? Like I was standing in my
like you presented wrapped.
No. I mean,
surprise.
No. Yeah. Just because. No. I was standing in the basement today, my basement, with the Wies,
Yeah.
And we were kibitzing around with the model airplanes, because I'm big time.
I know.
And so we're standing in my basement. I let this fart go that for me was like 1 to 10. I give it a 1. It was like that. It was like.
Whoa.
That's like, then a minute and a half later, it's like, holy Christ, what's going on? Oh, my God. And the wheeze was like trapped in the basement. He was like spazzing out, too. And I was laughing like a madman because never have I gotten so much for so little. You know what I mean?
I'm happy for you.
I usually let these huge bugles, the trumpet comes out of my ass and no smell. But this was like, and then stunk to high heaven. It was a nice...
very, very gratifying, I'm sure.
It was a nice how do you do. Scott?
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sort of have a medical question.
Yeah.
Since November, I've been in a relationship with another guy. And, like, it's been good. And then, like, the last 3 or 4 times, I haven't been able to stay up, like, at all.
With him?
Excuse me?
With the guy?
Yeah, like, I don't maintain the erection, or I don't get it.
Why do people fight us when we are sort of agreeing with them, you know?
Just confirming.
Yeah. Is your behymen still intact?
Yeah, I haven't had sex with him. It's just totally been oral and everything, and, like, I'm afraid to do that. And I don't know exactly, like, if there's something wrong with my body or...
No, there's nothing wrong with your body.
You've just had oral sex with him?
Yeah, we've had it, like, for a while now, because I refuse to, like, do anything else.
What are the feelings? How old is he, by the way?
42.
Well, he's older than me.
How old is he?
Oh, he's 21.
And what is the experience like when you're in there having trouble? Are you anxious? Are you...
Yeah, well, like, I get, like, because he's, like, really into it, and, like, he's, like, couldn't be any more ready to mess around, but... Like, my body, I think, like, I get nervous about it, and it makes me, like, I get real self-conscious, like, he tries to touch me, and I'm like, get away.
All right, so you're not real comfortable with all this, and if you're anxious, you're going to lose your erection. That's the way it goes. That's the way your body works.
Yeah.
So if there's something making you uncomfortable, things don't work.
Okay, because, like, the girls that, like, because he works with me, and, like, everybody knows at our work what's going on, and, like, the girls say, well, I guess it means that you're not gay, and, like, I think it really bothers him. And, like, I don't know, it's sort of, and I don't know if it's because, like, lately he's been getting more emotional, like, telling me how he feels.
Are you gay?
Like, I don't think so. I don't know. Like, this is the first time.
Why have sex with a guy if you're not gay?
Yeah, you're doing a lot of blowing for a straight guy.
I know. Well, I don't, like, I'm not sure exactly where I am yet.
What's made you so confused?
Well, because, like, the first time something happened was in November, and we were both really drunk at a party, and he sort of, I don't know if he took advantage, but... I didn't. Well, he couldn't have because I didn't stop him. But
you're 17. He's 21.
Yeah, and
it's against the law.
You're drunk.
Yeah, and then, like, he left because he goes to school, and then he came back for the summer, and he works with me. He's just seasonal, like, during back to school and during Christmas.
Scott, what happened long ago that made you so confused about your sexuality?
What? How long ago did I get confused?
What happened? Did something happen?
When you were 6.
When I was, well, I'm adopted, so I don't know. He tells me things happened to him. I don't know exactly what happened to him.
What happened to him?
He says, like, his uncle or something touched him or something.
What happened to you?
Me? I don't know.
Uncle.
I don't know.
How old were you when you were adopted?
I was 6.
And you don't know what happened before that?
Not really. I know things have happened to me.
Like what?
Like, I know I was messed with when I was younger.
Well, how old were you?
We've been talking about that for 20 minutes now, Scott.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know if it's just, like, I don't know. This whole thing, like, is bothering me. Like,
well, Scott, why don't you cool out? You don't know who you are. You don't know what you are.
Yeah.
Don't try to have a relationship till you have some sense of what it is you want.
Yeah. Well, like, what's weird is, like, I want that, like, after, like, lately I've wanted this sexual thing. Like, it hasn't bothered me at all, and I've been telling people about it and, like, being open. It's just, like, sometimes it just starts to scare me, like, when he tells me, yeah, I really like you, and I'm going to tell my parents because he's telling his parents. And
Who messed with you when you were small?
I had, like, an older cousin. Like, I know, because our adoption is within our family, and my parents are, my dad's an alcoholic right now that I live with, and, like, I know I fit all the symptoms that, like, that you guys always talk about.
Yeah.
But, like, I really don't think something's, like, mentally wrong with me. But
no, you sound pretty good, but boy, you got some issues, brother, and you're just kind of acting out. And really, you're really two guys that are sort of the product of bad backgrounds, like two guys that two convicts from a different prison who are now on the outside just experimenting on each other. You know, I mean, I don't know if you're gay or not. I mean, if you like guys, you're gay, but I don't think you came out of the womb gay. I think somebody screwed around with you, and that's why you're ambivalent. I mean, this is what you here's my assessment on you, Scott. And as you know from listening to the show, I'm always right. Okay?
Okay.
If you'd been brought up in a very stable environment with two loving parents and no screwball cousin or uncle that experimented on you when you were 4.5, I don't think you'd ever come in contact with a guy. But I think because of your chaotic background and because of some things that were done to you, you're compelled to have contact with men. Even though there's a part of you on a sort of biological level that doesn't really feel right about it because it doesn't even feel like that's what you should be doing.
Yeah, because I've had sex with a girl.
Right. You're just confused.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is just sort of pull over and take a nap.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this guy is no scout leader himself because he got screwed with, and he's just doing more screwing around with. As a matter of fact,
against the law, what he's doing.
Yeah, he was somebody screwed around with him when he was a kid, and lo and behold,
he screws around with kids.
Finds some guy at work, gets him drunk, and starts taking it out on him.
Yeah.
That's why I want the people that do this killed twice. My new policy. 2 executions. You know how some places have lethal injection, other places have the electric chair? When I'm in charge and I condemn someone to die from the state, I'm going to give them both. What do you think of that, Drew?
Perfect.
2 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They do that sometimes with some sort of...
five life sentences and things.
Yeah, they do. They give you 5 life sentences. They give you 5 consecutive life sentences. What's wrong with giving them 2 death sentences?
Sure.
We give him a lethal injection, and then we drag his corpse over the electric chair and we fry him. You know what I mean? It's like extra gratification for the victims' families. You know what I'm saying, Drew?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Write that one down.
Hello? Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, Vince. Sorry we had to break up the clogging competition. What was going on over there?
I'm cleaning. I got you in the speakerphone.
Well, you're doing some cleaning.
Yeah.
What are you cleaning?
I just painted.
Yeah.
And I got paint on my floor. I used a drop cloth.
Yeah.
But I got paint on my floor, and I'm cleaning that out of my hardwood floor.
Oh, that's a bitch. Hey, what are you cleaning it with?
Murphy's Oil Soap.
Oh. There's this stuff called Goof Off. It works real well for that.
I can use it on hardwood floors, though?
Goof Off.
Yeah, comes in a yellow can, and it has like a red writing on it. It's like real serious stuff. You can hoof it, too. It really gets you a nice high.
Really?
Goof Off? Are you being silly?
No, it's a product called Goof Off.
I know what you're talking about.
You do?
You need that product on the show.
You get the paint store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, be careful with the hardwood because it's pretty serious this Goof Off, but it's an effective product. All right, so go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to talk to Dr. Drew about this. When people call up and they say they smoke pot and stuff, and one of your first questions is, like, are you forgetful and things like that, and I have a big problem with that. I don't smoke pot, but I am so unbelievably out of it sometimes, and with my, I don't know, I have to walk into a room and wonder why I came in here and things like that. And I was wondering if that is something that, like an ADD type thing or what.
How long have you had this for?
I really have been like this as long as I can remember. I was always really bad at reading. I could read, but I'd be like daydreaming when I was reading.
Well, let me give you my my layman's take on this. You're either an amazing genius or really, really stupid.
Do you take any medication?
Jeez, I'm neither one of those. No.
And do you have any medical problems?
Nope.
Why have you not had this evaluated?
It's just kind of, I don't know. It's been one of those things that I just have lived with it, and I've been that way since I was a kid, and I just left it that way. Nobody really did anything about it. No, like my parents never brought it up, and I just
performed poorly at school.
I got by. I could have done much better, but I just got by.
Do you sort of drift into fantasies where you're hearing things or seeing things, anything like that?
No, not necessarily. Just like if I'm reading a book or something, and I might, like 5 minutes later, think I wasn't even I wasn't even reading
I
this
understand
book.
you have trouble concentrating, but
Yes,
do you actually drift into sort of altered states or anything?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
Not much right now. But I mean, it sounds bad. I work in an office.
Do you have any problem sleeping?
Nope, no problem sleeping at all.
You sleep normally?
Yep.
Your normal weight, normal...
Yeah, everything's normal. I function quite well, actually.
Well, you should see a neurologist.
Really?
Figure out what this is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, but you should too.
Oh, really?
See, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I would, would pass it off to, okay, it's no big deal. I mean, I'm functioning fine, but I know I could do better.
You're not working.
Well, no, it doesn't have anything to do with that.
He works. He has a crappy job. That's all.
It doesn't have anything to do with that. I'm telling you. I mean, it's a whole big long thing.
Okay.
I do what I want. Basically, I'm fine.
Okay.
But that doesn't have anything to do with my, my concentration problem.
Well, listen, I got the same problem. I start reading something, I get 2 lines into it, I got to go do something else.
Do you walk into a room and just be like, what am I doing here?
You need something called neuropsychiatric testing. There's very sophisticated testing. Thank you, Adam. Very sophisticated testing that can be done to try to define exactly what's going on with you. But it is a very complex question to answer that. So I suggest you get it looked into.
Okay.
All right, Vince.
Do I just call a neurosurgeon or
neurologist? Neurologist.
All right.
All
right. I think everyone does that. Doesn't everyone do that?
Not to the point that it makes it difficult to read, difficult to function in school, difficult to stay in a job. I mean, I did not get an answer from him on what he's doing for a living or why.
Well, he didn't want to talk about it. But, I think he's doing okay. Listen, here's the thing, too, everybody. You can train yourself to do a whole bunch of stuff. You really can. I mean, you can be a person that irresponsible, forgetful, so on and so forth, and you can actually sort of work it out of yourself. You just have to do a few quick and easy sort of exercises, and you can do it. I've done it.
You mean learn to concentrate, or?
It's about sort of trying to live in the moment a little bit, focus a little bit. A lot of it is just habit stuff, put your keys in the same place every day. Sort of work at stuff a little bit so then you can shut your mind off and move on. You don't have to think about your keys anymore. Some people, they don't do that. I mean, I don't want to get too cathartic here. We're going to break. But here's my thing, Drew. I can't understand why people, while you're on the earth for plenty long time, you can really make a ton of change in a relatively short period of time, and you can really do whatever you want. People don't work at it at all. They don't put much time into it at all, and it doesn't take that much time. It's
Not
just
in this country.
A little bit of training.
It's got to be now. Easy.
There's little stuff you can do, and you can turn into a different person. You absolutely can. And you can keep all the stuff that's good in your life and about your personality, and you can start weeding out the bad stuff, like a big gin rummy hand.
I think we need to have a little card game here. We got to talk. You and I need to have a talk.
We're going to talk.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back after this.
Adam and Dr. Drew will be right back on LoveLine. Just a minute or two. Call 1-800-LOVE-191.
It is LoveLine. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Well, I really got the gas going on tonight, Drew. Really just coming out of nowhere. Well, not really nowhere. My ass. Ken.
Yes, sir.
You're 22.
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
Got a quick question for you. All my buddies, and actually most of the girls I talk to, they say when a girl eats tomatoes, that it makes their hoo-yah stink, and I just want to know if that's actually true, because almost everybody that I've talked to, they say the exact same thing. So,
They're all putting you up to something.
Well, no.
My friends got together and said, hey, I tell Ken this one joke.
There's a lot of acid in those tomatoes, Right, Drew?
Right.
And there are those
Change
ones
the pH or something
called Roma tomatoes, and that's very very close to the word aroma.
And there's
it could
cherry tomatoes.
Cherry popper cherry tomatoes. And then what's the other tomato?
All kinds of tomatoes.
Big ass
beef steak tomatoes.
Oh, beef steak. Yeah, sounds like beef curtain. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There must be a connection here, Tim. I mean, Ken.
So you think that's all a rumor myth?
I know of no connection.
We know of none, although tomatoes are very high in acid, right?
I don't know that it changes the pH of that special environment.
But, that special environment can be changed, like you open the back door to the house, the wind kicks in, and the pH is all off the vagina.
That's right. That's why that's why I'm saying I've not heard this, but I'm not dismissing it totally.
What is, does a tomato have more acid in it than an orange?
I don't know that.
Doesn't seem like it. But you know what I mean? They're always talking about a high acid level in that tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah. All right. Ate myself a tomato tonight. Made myself, I can't remember what I made for dinner.
I've never loved a man so much as when I ate dinner at your house.
Did you eat? I made you some pasta.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know what the hell we were doing. But
Drew gets weird with his hunger. Like, I can go a day and a half without eating. I really can. Sometimes I'll get up in the morning, I'll have a cup of coffee, and I won't eat until 5 that afternoon. Just not hungry. And then I can sit down and put it away like anybody, but I can go a long time without eating, long periods of time. Drew gets weird. He's like, I got to eat, and he'll take a bite out of the furniture or something while he's waiting.
Oh, yeah, eat a pillow.
Yeah, and then he starts with this blood sugar and all this other nonsense.
No, I don't give you that.
You start talking about, I don't know, you worked out or something.
Yeah.
Drew came over Drew had about 8 minutes at my house. I made him a whole plate of pasta, and he just sucked the whole thing down. What was that? Pasta and vegetables or something? Yeah. That did very nice. I should light a candle. Rob?
I was afraid of what you were going to do to me afterwards.
Yeah.
You're 18.
Yes.
What's happening?
I was curious as to if there's any long-term effects from using a cock ring.
Any like, does it damage the arteries or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It depends how big the ring is.
Yeah, I imagine it could.
Really?
Yeah. Why, something happened to you?
No, I just, I got one and I thought it'd be fun to try, but I was just curious.
Is it the flexible kind?
No. Steel.
It's steel?
Yeah.
Yeah. And can you get your penis through it when it's erect, or do you have to put it through and then get your penis erect?
Before, you have to put it on before.
Right. Then you get your penis erect, and then the idea is the thing kind of keeps the blood there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it actually increases the pressure inside by increasing the pressure on the outflow.
Right. Do you have any problem that would necessitate something like that?
No. I just thought it's supposed to up the sensitivity of it too.
I got to get one of those. All right, Rob. Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine that if you did it long term, it wouldn't be good.
Okay.
I would agree.
But you want to just try it once, impress your gay lover, fine.
Hey, that's cheap, dude.
No problem at all. If I got the cock ring, Drew, I'd get the one with the vertical stripes. Made my penis look longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Put it next to the snow globe.
Yes. He has to take over the whole town. That's right. Mark.
Yes, how's it going?
You're 20. Good.
I was back on the show with Angelica Bridge on NPV a while back, and my problem back then was
Mark, yeah.
I could get an erection, but I couldn't finish, and it would die down, and it was just, I couldn't climax.
All right.
Well, now, recently, it's gone to the point to where I can't even get it up, and I just won't go near girls because I'm afraid, I get to that point to where I might go to bed, but I know that I can't get it up. I can't even spank it.
Do you wake up in the morning? Do you have erections?
No, none.
Have you seen a doctor?
No, and I was wondering if there's any, cure or anything I could try without going to a doctor because I'm in the military.
You need a diagnosis first. This could be diabetes. Could be thyroid disease. Could be neuropathy. I mean, it could be almost any disease you can name can manifest like this.
Yeah, for a 20-year-old guy, to not be able to even masturbate, this sounds like there's a
medical problem. The fact that he's not even having nocturnal erections means that there's a medical problem.
All right.
You must get this evaluated, Mark.
Peed my bed last night.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
It wasn't last night. It was this morning. It was.
Did you really unload, or just sort of start going?
I unloaded. I didn't.
What was the dream?
I was starting to cramp when I woke up. Put it that way. I was done with the peeing. I peed, masturbated, gave a pint of blood, and was beginning to go number 2 when I woke up.
You were not.
No, I wasn't, but I was completely done with the urination as far as I could tell.
What was the dream?
I have no idea.
You weren't even standing up and urinating in the dream or anything?
No, I usually am. Yeah. This was I have no idea. I don't know how any of this works, The night before, I got 10 hours sleep. I mean, I had a real long, 6 months, and I had been getting no sleep for a long time, and I really slept in Sunday. Man, I mean, I was in bed till noon. I just laid there, and last night, Sunday night, went to bed. I went to bed at 2:15 or something. For some reason, at 7:45 in the morning, I was totally out of it, deep asleep, gone, drugged, and I just woke up. I just peed all over myself, like some kind of old person in a hospital. It's embarrassing. Thank God.
What'd your fiance say?
Lynette, thank God she got up and went to the gym in the morning.
So she missed the whole episode.
She missed the whole thing.
How'd you hide it? You throw the sheets in the laundry and flip the
No, I guess
mattress?
I should have done that. Yeah, I didn't make a move with that stuff. Yeah, the comforter got most of it. I was on my back for some reason. I was wearing underpants too. Thank God. I that soaked up a lot of it, and then the comforter got the rest. And I figured, I'll just flip over the other side of the bed there. I didn't even take the underpants off. I just turned them around.
Well, you're actually getting some real deep sleep going. That's the deal.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't. I sleep you walk in the room, I wake up. I mean, car goes by, I get up, so I was long gone. I don't know why, if I went to bed at 2:15 at night, at 7:45 in the morning, I was that far gone.
Right.
Yeah, the sun was out and everything.
How long you been engaged now?
Huh?
How long you been engaged now?
Let's say about 4 months. It was about 4 months.
A date coming up?
Huh?
Setting a date to set a date?
What, marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's usually with the fiance.
Kicking around some dates,
What, like what?
I was thinking probably early fall 2014, something like that.
All right, as long as you're setting a date.
Yeah, just working on that.
I think long engagements are good.
Trying to get a band together, Trying to, I told her, unless Skinnerd played, we weren't getting married. As it turns out, a couple of guys died, so.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, we're in trouble. Okay. Thanks for busting the balls there, though, Drew.
Hey, look at this. Coming back.
Joel has a great, triumphant cock ring story. We can look forward to that after this.
LoveLine. Be right back in a minute.
Man turns animal for the erotic pleasures of women.
It's LoveLine.
Like may not be the right word. Hey, I appreciate in their own way, even though they don't know it.
No, I tell you, sir.
It is LoveLine. I'm Adam. That is Drew. We're just having a little conversation off the air. I miss Drew. I miss us. You know what I mean?
I just was thinking very wistfully about that evening with the pasta. It was really quite a moment.
Yeah. Was I already cooking the food when you showed up?
I think you showed me everything. You had to go through it all with me and show me all the care you took in every step.
Drew came over.
And you left me for Jimmy.
He was starving.
In that GD Man show.
That's
and now
right.
Look, you get all these weird gifts and things from my producers.
That's right. You get the popcorn of the world's tin, and I got the DVD player. Joel.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey.
How's it going?
Good.
All right, I work in a hospital,
this guy comes into the ER screaming, holding his, Johnson. He's got an ivory cock ring. Okay, his penis is so swollen that the skin was actually coming around the cock ring. Like if you was wearing a ring that was too tight.
Mm-hmm.
The doctors could not get this thing off.
Ugh.
After it was already like 2 hours this thing was on.
Why, in that kind of excruciating pain, how come the penis doesn't just sort of deflate?
Oh, because it can't. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
The blood can't get out.
I know, but the ring, you know what I'm saying, Drew? I mean, the ring is tight on the penis, but it's not so small that you can't get the thing on in the first place. It is not as big as your finger, Drew.
No, I'm just thinking. If you squeeze tightly, the arterial pressure keeps going in, but nothing comes out.
Really?
There's just a net positive in the balloon,
and it can never escape.
You can't. You have to have a way to reduce that pressure at the outflow.
Right.
For it to release, because the arterial pressure ain't going anywhere.
Right. You mean the arterial pressure is sort of a constant?
A constant, yeah.
And you don't necessarily have to have an erection to have that.
No.
It's just once you have the erection,
the outflow blocks.
The outflow is blocked, although there's still space in the outflow.
Yeah, but it's a pressure issue.
Right.
Just inflow, outflow.
Interesting. I'm going to have to experiment with that on the way home. I'll use my keychain, of course. I'm not buying a cock ring.
Did they succeed in getting it off?
Well, eventually they didn't know what to do, so they called in a dental surgeon, and with a very fine drill, they drilled through it, and they ended up getting it off. But like another 10, 15 minutes, he would have lost it.
That's and it's bizarre as a doctor where you're working that closely with an erect penis. I mean, doctors used to handling junk, but not in that state, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I've seen. I had one guy had a through and through bullet wound in that area, and in fact, it went in his buttock, went out his penis, and the whole area swelled up like that.
Oh really?
Because it went through the artery. So this was a different thing where the inflow was increased.
Wait a minute. Guy gets shot in the ass.
Yeah.
Bullet goes in the ass.
Comes out the penis.
What do you mean, out the penis?
It like ricocheted off his pelvis and came out the penis.
Across his penis.
Yeah.
Didn't go down his penis.
No, across. It was sort of like.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I see. And
hit an artery.
Right. And so the penis was blown up, so it was erect.
More than that, like it was going to explode.
Oh, really? Huh? I should get shot in the ass every once in a while. And what'd you do to it?
They had to take it off. They had to take it back and put the whole thing back together. Repair everything. Repair the artery. Repair the cavernous.
See, getting shot in the ass. It's real funny on one of those Don Knotts films, but not so funny in real life.
And the guy Joel's talking about probably will not have a normally functioning penis. In spite of him having preserved it, it's not going to work quite the way it was supposed to.
I got to tell you, I would have got my. I got enough tools at home. I would have got my schlong right out of that. It was an ivory one.
Yeah, it was ivory.
Yeah, I could have got that off.
Hey, Adam, last week I cut my index finger in half on my first model airplane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In half?
Yeah, well, it's still pretty much there, but the skin was like all pulled back, bone totally exposed.
Oh,
nice.
I don't like that. What?
Nasty.
Are you using an X-Acto or something?
No, on the propeller.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty nutty.
Yeah, the first time I started her up, I haven't even flown her yet.
Is it remote control playing?
Yeah.
And what kind?
It's the Cadet 40.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's like a trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my first one.
Yeah, be careful.
I'll try.
Thing's crazy. Yeah, I'm surprised that more people don't get hurt that way. That thing's like a razor blade. It goes 1,000,000 miles an hour. All right, where the hell were we here, Drew?
5.
No, I like weaving a little model airplane talk into the program. Justin.
Hey, how's it going?
You're 23.
I sure am.
What's happening?
Well, I actually had a question for Drew. Just for a little background for you, I've been smoking pot daily probably for the past 5 years or so. My family's kind of got a history of manic depression, all that kind of stuff, and I have a couple siblings who, have been taking various antidepressants and that kind of stuff.
I mean, let me stop you. Usually when people smoke pot every day for a few years, it kind of stops working after a while.
Well, I don't do it like all day, every day, when I get off work.
But usually most people switch to something else when it stops
that's
working.
What the call's about, really,
What'd you switch to?
Heroin. last 5 months I've been smoking, I guess what's called black tar heroin. It was introduced to me as opium, and I don't know, by the time I figured out what's going on, it's kind of been too late. But I've been trying to wean myself off of it, and
that won't work.
That won't work?
Mm-mm.
I'm just trying to diminish the amount I'm taking in there. I'm still not doing it all day. Just usually when I get off work,
Justin, you're a heroin addict. It has to be treated.
Yeah, I know.
There are no options.
So I mean, what to do? I've heard just horror stories about like methadone and how you have to keep doing that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so go get treatment.
You can't smoke methadone either, can you?
No, go get treatment. Have you off the drug in 3 to 4 days, and you're going to have to participate in a recovery program. You have altered a physiologic property of the brain that is involved with survival mechanisms that is going to create a drive and a pursuit of that drug. It ain't going away. And once you're detoxed, you're going to feel like crap. You're going to think about that drug all the time. And something has to be done. You have to be engaged in some treatment process for a long time in order for that to be successfully remitted.
Came up with a new invention, Drew.
Oh, yeah?
Methorats. It's for the people who go through the heroin withdrawal who smoke heroin. And they cannot take the methadone the way it was planned in the liquid form. They're used to smoking their drug of choice.
Sure.
Methorat.
Yeah, they get a Methorat patch.
Yeah.
And Mentos, like Mentos.
Ooh, Mentos. Nice. Every once in a while, Drew comes up with a good idea. It's usually loosely based on an idea I came up just before his, but it's still his own. I'll give you partial credit for that. And is smoking, Drew, and don't give me that just as bad stuff. What would you want your kids doing? Smoking it or shooting it in terms of addiction? Addiction.
It is not a lot different, but the higher the dose, the more intense the addiction. So shooting it is worse. But it's surprising how little difference there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Smoking it.
Yeah.
Hey, you get the same heroin high when you smoke it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to smoke some of that. All right. Elizabeth?
Hey.
Hey.
All right. Can I say something real quick about the caller yesterday about how her best friend's boyfriend's going to kill her if she talks? All right. I just had an idea. Why wouldn't she, tell them that it's okay if they come in the basement to have the kid or something and then call the cops while she's having it?
Interesting idea. Except the guy's going to kill her if that was the problem.
The cops are there. I mean, I don't know.
They got to go.
He'll get out in 6 months and come kill her.
Well, they were going to... His plan was he was going to take her somewhere to have the kid.
Yeah.
Well, if she found out where, she just called the cops on them and be go over there.
Yeah, but they wouldn't know where. She'd just take her in the car and start driving.
Oh, okay. Well, my question is, my best friend, she's 17 too and has a 12-year-old sister. And her sister's pregnant. And her boyfriend's early 20s. But anyways, and
the 12-year-old is pregnant?
Yeah.
Is somebody going to arrest the 20-year-old?
No, this is the story. Okay. Her parents are going to take care of the kid until she's 18.
Who is?
They want us to adopt a kid, but now they can't because they got to raise this one. So she's 18, then they're going to give it to her. And I was wondering, how healthy can the baby be if...
Emotionally?
12?
Emotionally?
No, just physically and stuff. I mean, how is she going to breastfeed the kid, you know?
Physically, it needn't... It can be fine.
Can you... Hey, let me ask you. That's an interesting question you bring up, Elizabeth, which is... Can anybody who's physiologically capable of having a child also be capable of breastfeeding?
Yes.
So if the stuff's there,
it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
So if you can get pregnant at 11 and a half, you can breastfeed at 12 and a quarter when the kid's born, right? Oh boy.
But emotionally, this child's in for a world of trouble. I mean, why won't they let them adopt it out to some other family that really is ready for this child?
Because they're fine with having it. They wanted to adopt the kid before all this happened anyway.
Who is they?
And they figured, hey, why don't we...
It's the parents.
The parents? It's the parents that created the 12-year-old, mind you.
Yeah, what's up with the parents? They got a 12-year-old who's hooking up with a 20-some-odd-year-old?
And they're not having the guy put in jail?
No. The guy's okay with it, too, because he figures, hell, the parents are going to raise it till it's 7 or something, and then he'll be involved in the kid's life.
Yeah, he ought to just be getting paroled by then, so it should all be hunky-dory. What is... I I know you don't know, Elizabeth, but we question the judgment and sanity
of
parents who would let their 12-year-old date a 20-some-odd-year-old.
Well, they didn't know, and by the time they found out, it was a little too late.
Then go ahead and put him in jail now. Go ahead.
Yeah, you should now be outraged and consider this person a criminal, which he is, and have him prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
I know they're screwed up. I know, but
yeah, they're real screwed up.
Total effing mess.
And your 12-year-old shouldn't think it's a good idea to date a 20-some-odd-year-old unless you screw them up either.
And the parents shouldn't. How bizarre is it to think, well, we'll just raise it as a child 6 and then hand off.
Well, we wanted one anyway.
Yeah, let's just hand it off.
Yeah.
Well, she's halfway to a womanhood at 6.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Right?
Yeah.
So you can have another one have another 12-year-old having a kid 6 years later.
Don't spend a lot of time at this house.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you know.
Agreed.
Well,
here's what you don't know, Elizabeth, and I'm here to tell you because I'm one of your adult friends. I know you don't think you can talk to many, but I'm one you can talk to, and I'm talking to everyone when I say this. When you're 16, when you're 14, when you're 9, when you're whatever, you look up to a lot of folks. You look up to a lot of folks that you shouldn't look up to.
Yes.
These people, some of them are just losers, others are complete idiots, and there's some that are actually dangerous and criminals. Not everyone over 19 is smart. Not all adults are mature, and they don't all mean you well, and whatever they say shouldn't necessarily go. There's plenty of idiots out there, believe me. And the problem is you're 14 and you don't know it. Trust your instincts. You're smarter, more healthy than these people are at the tender age of 17. Yep. You really are, Elizabeth. Yep. And don't listen to them. Don't go camping with them. Don't go over their house.
Yep.
Okay, we'll take a break.
Call 1-800-LOVE-191. Operators are standing by. Loveline will be back in a minute.
Oh, yeah, right there. It's LoveLine. On WEBN.
Diabolical.
All right, yeah. I'm not even done with this. This is
good.
genius.
I like this.
All right, I'm just going to explain a little relationship strategy to Dr. Drew. We'll take ourselves a 22-hour break. I want to thank Garry Marshall for coming in here. Great guy, perfect gentleman. Everyone go out and see Runaway Bride, the runaway hit from last week, #1 at the box office. And until next time, this is Adam Crow for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.
And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingold. Now, please listen to this station longer.